Morning. So basically my name is Putri Intandiana. Okay, I'm a clinical psychologist. I'm practicing currently in Gleneagles Hospital, Kuala Lumpur. My clinics are there. My background basically have 11 years of experience in clinical psychology. I started my work or my clinical work in Hospital Kuala Lumpur. And then I moved to a few of the hospitals and private sectors. And then just before I joined Gleneagles Hospital, which is this year, I was in a teaching post as a lecturer in RCSI, Royal College of Surgeons Island in Bahrain. So I was there for about 4 years, and then I moved back to Malaysia due to the pandemic. And I think because of the pandemic, I think it's best for me to be close to my family, my parents, because I have like my dad is about 70 plus, so the anxiety when I was in Bahrain was just impossible to describe, because worrying of a lot of things, worrying about the unknown, because in 2020 was just so difficult that everyone didn't know what was going on, how long is it going to take, how serious was it. So that's when I decided to come back and just be closer to my family that I left behind. So that's about it. So that's about myself basically. So today, thank you so much for inviting me to share about my experiences, about a little bit about mental health. And I think in this current situation, a lot of people are affected. So and there are also a lot of things that you can find online, that you can read about mental health, about what we have been promoting, about healthcare professionals that have been promoting how important to take care of your mental health, not us, also people around us. Okay, so here I'm just gonna give I'm sure everyone have read about it, heard about it, saw it on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, everything. So basically, we're just gonna talk. I'm just gonna talk about mental health, some tips. I'm gonna give some tips on how to manage our mental health in this pandemic situation, and also I would love to hear more about your side. Like how do you deal with mental health, or how you deal with the stress, or what are the challenges that you're facing? Because it will be a good sharing session where we can learn from each other. I think the best way and effective way for us to manage our mental health is to learn from one another. All right. Okay, so let's start. Right. So how are you feeling today? Can I have some emoticons? I have just put a lot of emoticons there, and I'm sure each of these emoticons here that you have been feeling, or you might have felt, or you are now like that, like you have the smiley, the don't know what I'm feeling, the anger, the sick, the Mr. Cool, the happy, so there are a lot of emotions, you see, a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings that we're facing. Okay, and let's see, why are we facing this? Okay, why are we sad? Why are we angry? What are we angry about? Or I don't know. I have no idea what's going on. I'm just clueless. I feel numb. Okay, so these are the things, the emotions that is, one day it's like this, the next day it's like that, and then when you look at the stories, when you look at the news, like, oh, cases are increasing day by day, 20,000, 10,000. 19, it was up and down, up and down. So how do we feel about that? You see? So this is the emotions are very, very basically this is what we've been feeling throughout this pandemic. All right. Now let's look at why. Why are we feeling this? Why are we feeling like that? Because we know for sure pandemic COVID-19 has given a big impact, huge impact on every one of us, because we have a lot of challenges that we're facing for individuals, for families, for singles, for older people, for children. So it's impacted a lot. Okay, so here are some things that I hear from people. Okay, the hardest part about this, these are the challenges of here, okay, about people sharing with me what they feel, okay. The hardest part about it was the isolation, being cooped up at home, being isolated. If you're single, you're alone, you have parents living in Kedah, you have siblings in Ipoh, you know, you are just in isolation. So that's the hardest part. Person two saying that my biggest concern was when I'd be able to get back to work, because I am I am my family's only provider. I can't go out. If you do business, I can't open my shop. I can't find clients. I can't do anything. I have to be at home. Now that is one's biggest concern. Now, other than that, I was very, very depressed. Yeah, you can get very depressed because you're alone or you're in isolation. I kind of went through a period where I felt trapped. You know, like you're just like you can't go out, you can't see because you're so used to go out and see people. It's like you're in a cell of your own that is your house. You can't, you feel trapped. What I felt like I lost was my freedom. Correct. A lot of us have felt that we have lost our freedom. Freedom of going out, freedom of just, you know, oh, I need to buy something. Can I just go out? No, I can't, because I have to wear my mask. I have to be, you know, cautious about who I see. I have to do this. I have to tag in, tag out, you know, those kind of things. That's that's how one felt. It was depressing to lose so much of our way of life and the way we do things. Yeah, we're so used to do things very simple, and now there's a lot of procedures. There's SOP, standard operating procedure, that you have to follow strictly. I think that's the biggest thing that people struggle is with they is they think they have to be an optimist. That means they have to be hard, they have to be strong all the time. They can't, you know, show their emotions of feeling weakness, probably, you know. But then, you know, that you have to show your happiness, you have to be happy all the time. But the thing is, what we have to learn now is that you don't have to show happiness all the time. You don't have to show you are strong all the time, because it's okay to feel frustrated. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel, you know, disturbed, because that's the situation now. All right. So these are the challenges that we are facing. All right. I'm sure as working adults, these are the challenges that we feel. But we have to bear in mind also that children are also feeling the same thing, are also feeling are also impacted by the COVID-19, right? Now, challenges in this pandemic, all right? The COVID-19 pandemic has had a major effect on our lives. Yes, we agree that it has impacted us. Many of us are facing challenges that can be very stressful, overwhelming, and can cause strong emotions in adults and also children, all right? So public health actions, our public health cares have imposed us in social distancing to reduce the spread of COVID-19. But, you know, this thing can also make us feel isolated and lonely. And it can also increase stress and anxiety. Now, these are the things that we can't change, you know, because we know, oh, if we don't follow SOP, if we just, just do whatever we feel, you know, the negative part might be on us. We might get, affected, you know. So then, you know, we have to follow strictly. All right. But then it is also making us feel lonely, isolated, and it also causes increase of stress. Let's look at what can make us, how can we detect stress? Okay. So stress can cause this. Number one, feelings of fear, anger, sadness, worry, numbness, or frustration. Yes, it is so frustrating when you look at the social media. Oh, cases increase. Look at KKM, cases increase. Look at this. Oh, you know, people don't want to get vaccinated. Look at that. Oh, people are dying. Look at the Facebook. Oh, you know, your friend's father, your friend's cousin, uncles, aunties, died of COVID. So these are the feelings of fear. You know, we're scared for our own family. We're scared for our children. We're angry. We're angry at the situation. You see, and we have no one to blame. You see, so these are these are what stress can cause. Number two, it changes in appetite. like you cannot eat, you have poor appetite. Or suddenly it's stress eating. You eat a lot. You tend to eat a lot. You binge eating. You munch this. You munch that until you put on weight. All right. So that is also that it could also be both positive and negative. Increase in appetite and decrease in appetite. Energy. You see, you have low energy. You can't do this. You just seem so tired at home. You can't seem to do things. Desires and interests, like what you used to like, for example, you like to go shopping when you're stressed, but now you can't. So probably some people, an act of coping, they tend to, shop online. Okay, so, these are things, all right? Difficulty concentrating and making decisions. You can't make the right decision. You can't focus. I have a lot of feedback from, people saying that, yeah, I just can't focus on my work. I just can't seem to be productive as how I used to be. You see? So these are this is stress. This is the causes of stress, right? Difficulty sleeping or having nightmares. Now, this is very, very common. Like you try to sleep, you can't. And then you tend to then you tend to switch on your phone. Even you cannot sleep, even more you cannot sleep because you're watching, you're looking at your phone, reading even more stories about people dying or about the impact of COVID-19 and stuff like that. Okay, or you switch on the TV. Oh, then Netflix starts, and it goes on from episode 1 to episode 2 to episode 3. Then it's just making you even more difficulty in sleeping, or and then it will cause you to have poor sleep. All right. Then you'll also have physical reactions such as headaches. You have headaches that you don't know why. You keep on eating Panadol, body pains, body aches, stomach problems, and skin rashes. Yes, some people also get really bad skin rashes because they're too stressed. All right, they get really bad eczema, or they just really have bad skin rashes. Okay, so why am I feeling like this? It is actually caused by stress. Then worsening of chronic health problems. If you have underlying health problems, okay, if you have problems, a medical condition, it could worsen the symptoms. It could make you worse because your state of mind is not clear. All right. Now, what else? It can also worsening of mental health condition. Now, if one has depression or anxiety, okay, so it could increase this, it could make it worse. Or even obsessive compulsive disorder, it could make it worse. Increase in use of tobacco, alcohol, and other substances like drugs. So there's increase of smoking, using you tend to smoke a lot, tend to drink a lot. Meaning in relation to, because I smoke because I get too stressed out, but you don't know that because of the smoking that you can either get even more stressed, okay, and anxious, right? So here are the 3 steps to take when you're feeling stressed. So here's just some simple steps, okay? So this, you could, remember this. Number 1, realize when it is causing you a problem, all right? Now, try to make the connection between feeling tired or ill and the pressures you are faced with. Now, you need to distinguish, what is it? Is it really, is this, the stress or the things that I think about, the situation is making me feeling really, really tired and ill, and you're very, very pressured about this? Okay, look out for physical warnings such as tense muscles, that is especially at your neck, your back, your shoulder, and your arms, and also your back. Okay, so these are warning signs, physical warning signs. Overtiredness, oh, I didn't do anything much today. I didn't do any housework, but I get so tired. Why? Headaches, migraines that won't go away after you take Panadol. Okay, it might subside for about a few hours, and it come back again. So look out for this physical warning symptoms. Okay, physical warning signs. All right. Now, number 2, identify the causes. Try to identify the underlying causes. Sort the possible reasons for your stress into 3 categories. Okay. Number 1. So because of this pandemic, this situation, we know the cause of it is because of this. All right. But how do we manage it? How do we categorize it? Okay. Number 1, we categorize it by those with practical solutions. Okay, I want to go out to go buy groceries. What should I do? All right, I need to be prepared. My mask, double layer, face shield, hand sanitizer must be with me all the time. Okay. What else? Okay, I can only go within my area. All right. I'll just go to the people where there's not so many people so that I can avoid crowds. So plan your day, plan your thinking so you'll be less stressed. You know, you can, okay, this is the plan, and I will be fine with that. All right. Now, those that will number two, category number two, is that those that will get better given time, and those that you can't do anything about. So for example, you can't do anything about the numbers. You're so angry, yes, I'm so frustrated with the numbers looking every day, but you can't do anything about it. Okay, and then I think in early this year, they started to impose on vaccination. All right, so there's one thing that we can do. Oh, we have to do something to take charge, to take precautions, prevention. That is vaccination. All right, sign up for it and do it. Okay, so there is something that you can do, and you have to accept the fact there is something also that you can't do. For example, like you can't help, you just question people. Oh, why do people like to go, why do they get infected? Those are the things that we cannot give the answers. No one can give the answers. And why is this, there's new variants every time, there's new strengths all the time. We can't, no matter how you find the answers, it's just, it won't satisfy you because it just won't go away. So some things that you can, just accept it as it is, but manage it. Think positive. All right. Try to release the worry of those in the second and third groups and just let them go. All right. We need to manage ourselves. Okay, right? If I need to get a vaccine so that I get at least I get some immunity, at least I get some protection. That should be good enough, and believe in it. Right? Review your lifestyle. All right. Could you be taking on too much? Are you doing too much work? Are you stressing yourself by doing too much? Okay. Are there things you are doing which could be handed to other people, to someone else? So for example, you're living in a family. Okay, you have your husband, you have your wife, you have your children, maybe your children that is age, say 10, 11, 12 and above. So you can divide, delegate your house chores. Okay, today we're gonna do house spring cleaning. All right, not you're the only one who's gonna do. You're the one who has to cook, clean, laundry. All that is not just you have to do that. Okay, you have to delegate, give other things to people, or make that house chores be more exciting, be more fun. So today, Saturday morning, we need to we need to clean the house. Okay, you kid number one, you do this. You kid number two, you do this. Okay, you, Mr. Husband, you cut the clean the toilet or whatever. So delegate and make it a fun activity. All right, for the whole family. All right, they do things that are more leisurely way. So these are the 3 steps or tips that I can give to just to just consider when you're feeling overwhelmed and overstressed. Right? Now, learning to cope is the key here. All right. Again, as we said, pandemic is there. It's been here for almost 2 years already. We're in August now. Our Independence Day is so near, but we're not merdeka from this COVID-19 yet. It's okay. Be patient. Be relaxed. It will come soon. We have to believe in that. All right. So, but then how do we want to live now? So we need to learn to cope. Now, I have questions. I was so okay then. I was fine. I'm able to cope. I can deal with my stress pretty well. I just can't do it now. Why? Because the situation is a bit slightly different. It affects everything. Lifestyle, financial, socialization, it affects everyone. All right. So that's why we need to learn how to cope. We need to learn to cope in a healthy way. So that people it will just make you and the people that you care about, and those around you become more resilient. So the key here is to create or to impose resiliency. Okay, resilient is it's a skill that you have to build ourselves. It's not something that you go to class, oh, I need to learn how to be resilient. No, it's something that we have to generate. We have to learn ourselves and we have to use it, develop it ourselves. Now is the best way to create or to teach, children to become more resilient. I'm sure our kids in this generation, in this pandemic era, will become definitely stronger than us before, right? Now, what are the healthy ways to cope? Okay, so it is natural to feel stress. We have discussed that. We know the symptoms of stress, anxiety, also grief, because we have lost a lot of our loved ones in this pandemic, and we worry about our loved ones also. So here are some ways that that can help yourself and others, all right? And also our community, your work community or your friends, your family, your neighborhood. So how you can learn, you can teach them how to manage the stress, right? So here are the healthy ways to cope with stress. Number one, this is very, very important. Very important because that's why I put it number one, so that we can remember all the time. Now, I sometimes have to remind myself to doing this, okay? Take breaks from watching, reading, or listening to news stories, including those on social media, especially those on social media, especially those on the comments, Facebook, Instagram, they have a lot of nasty comments or bad comments or negative comments. Take breaks from that. Yes, it is good to be informed. We need the news. We need to know what's going on. We can't live in a shell. We can't live in a, cave or whatever. But hearing about the pandemic constantly can be very upsetting. As I said, you scroll everything about COVID. You scroll down everything about people dying. Take a break from that. Okay, put a limit. Say, for example, consider limiting the news to just a couple of times a day and disconnecting from phone, TV, and computer screens for a while. Put down the phone, put down it, just, go out and look at nature, for example, or have a chat, or do something else. You must make sure you have to take a break, from looking at all this social media, especially. Okay. Again, I said I'm not saying that you stop completely. No, you have to know the news. You have to get the news right, get the information right. But if it's too heavy, if it's too tiring, take a break from social media, right? Take care of your body. Now, this is something that people say, oh, I've been taking care of my body. I'm fine. I'm all right. See, there's nothing wrong with me. But sometimes we tend to forget to take care of our body, like really take care. Number one, take deep breaths, stretch or meditate, do yoga. I always tell my patients to take a deep breath, just relax early in the morning, take a deep breath, inhale, exhale, relax, say, thank you for giving me, be grateful, be thankful to God. Thank you for giving me the chance to live today. Be grateful, say thank you to families, always say prayers in the morning. It will change your perspective in the day. All right. Try to eat healthy. Okay. Well-balanced meals. Okay. Not just, junk food or whatever, not. Try to eat healthily. You cook your own food. Cook your own food is the best. Right. When you cook, it's fresh, what you put, and it's more satisfying, right? Exercise regularly, not like a vigorous exercise. Don't just go out, okay. Or even doing some simple house chores, like sweeping the floor, that's considered exercise. Go out, take, one round of your house area, those kind of things. That's exercise. Get plenty of sleep. Sleep is so important. Okay, so that's why when you have trouble sleeping, that is like a warning sign of overstressed. Okay, Avoid excessive alcohol, tobacco, smoking, and also use of drugs. All right. Continue with routine preventive measures like your vaccinations, health screenings, regardless of this pandemic, must continue your health screening, your routinely checkup. Okay. Get vaccinated with COVID-19 vaccines. Okay. This is how you take care of your body. All right. Next, make time to unwind. Try to do something, some activities that you enjoy, or make a new hobby. Find a new hobby. Like I think learn something new. Do some Zumba or dance or go online on a singing lesson. Anything. All right. Take some time. You have to make some time to unwind. Something that is not your daily job. Okay. Connect with others. Yes, it is so important to connect with others. All right. Talk with people you trust about your concerns and how you are feeling. All right. For example, like I myself, every day I have to call my sister. My sister's like, yeah, I don't know why, but it's like I don't have anything to talk about to my sister because we talk every day. But it's just hearing her voice is just comforting. So after I talk, so my routine is like after I call my brother, I call my sister, and then I will call my brother, and then we just talk, and then we say, oh yeah, I don't have anything to talk to you. Okay lah, bye bye. I just want to say something. Say or just say you know what, my son is doing this, okay, that's all. Okay, bye bye. It just takes 10-15 minutes, to just talk about. Okay, talk, just to hear their voices. All right. So going back to when I was in Bahrain, I was there. So I was there also during the first phase of the pandemic. Again, I think I find it very relieving when I have to call my dad every day. Like I think twice in a day, just have to listen to his voice and then, what do you call me? Old person say, why do you call me? I say, oh no, I just want to check on you. I just want to hear your voice. Okay, bye bye. That's all. It's enough. Okay, as long as we connect to our loved ones. Connect with your community of faith-based organizations. So this is important also. I've given a lot of recommendations to my patients. Like to start on reading like for us like the Muslims, reading the Quran online, reciting the Quran, it'll make you feel better. For non-Muslims, say Christians, go into web-based or online-based thing that with the Bible together, just like what you normally do, like every Sunday morning you go to church. So instead of going to church, is connect through online, okay, because of the social distancing. There's always a way that we can connect to people. Okay. So why is it a specifically faith-based organization? Is because I think when you are closer to God, regardless any religion, you're closer to God, you feel that you have more of self-love and you appreciate things and life better. So it's good to always connect back to God. All right. Helping others to cope. Okay, taking care of yourself can better equip you to take care of others. This is definitely correct. It's not just taking care of yourself, it's also taking care of other people around you. All right. So during times of social distancing, it is especially important to stay connected with your friends, family. So help them to cope by video call, video chat, just so that they don't feel lonely and isolated. Okay. So this is something that is I think is also important to a lot of people, because when we help other people, we feel good about ourselves. Okay. Now, at the end of my presentation, okay, that's the last point that is me helping you, and also next, my goal is to also for you to be able to help other people around you, your loved ones as well. All right. So now, when to seek help, professional help. All right. As soon as possible, when the situations are getting more and more overwhelmed. Okay. Although the numbers in the future, the numbers decrease of the COVID, of the new cases decrease, but you still feel something is just not right. There's the anxiety. seek help. Okay, not just as I said just now, I have given some tips on how to recognize all these signs and symptoms. So when you feel that you can't, you just can't handle it, or you just feel overwhelmed, seek help. All right. Now, so this is where I practice in hospital. These are contact numbers, my contact number, my email address, and my consultation hours. All right. So let's move on to questions and answer.
Thanks. Thank you, Miss Putri, for your sharing. I agree that the tips that you have given, there are things that we cannot control and some things that we can control. And it's important, I guess, for each of us to identify what are the areas that we can control so that we have a sense of control or fulfillment, and the things that we cannot control, that probably we don't fuss about it, right?
Yeah, because we can't. We cannot do anything. It's beyond our control.
Okay, so bring to the first question that we received in the registration form. The first question one of our guests asked is how to stay positive during this pandemic period.
Okay, how to stay positive? As I said, eliminate the negative side. Eliminate the negative part, which we always get it from our social media, from our WhatsApp group, sending all these messages, like to a point where I told one of the groups, like, you know what, let's just stop, yes, we know things are getting bad, at one point, now it's getting bad, getting bad to us, you see, but let's just we're not being ignorant, no, but let's take care of ourselves first, let's take care of ourselves first, because at one point I felt very overwhelmed, I myself was very overwhelmed because of the situation that I cannot control, I know, but there's nothing much I can do. So I eliminate the negative part of it. Meaning, okay, I stopped reading. I stopped looking at the social media, because probably before this, I was, on the social media for, a lot of times, like more than what I'm supposed to be, like 4 hours in a day or more, maybe. So I limit that. I stopped that. I completely stopped that. And like for me, being positive is doing things that I like. So for example, I have 3 kids. So helping them, because if we are negative, we tend to produce a lot of negative energy. That means we become tired, we become cranky, become really angry, become just, we just become so stressed, annoying, So what we do is stop reading about that for a period of time, focus on the kids, play with them. I tend to play a lot with them, like imaginative play. That's lucky me, I have kids, you see. But I think for other people, what I would advise is start a new hobby, learn to cook. I think when I was, something that I can share, what I did was when I was in Bahrain, it was just me and my family, like my kids, my husband and myself, just us, you see, not my sisters, not my brother, and not my dad. So what I did was I picked up new, not say new, I paint. I'm really bad at painting, but I started to, color, the coloring book, I just print a few things and I started coloring with my kids, you see, and it is very, very relaxing, soothing, see. So that could just, make you feel a lot better.
Okay, so it's basically selecting things that make you feel good, and things that probably don't make you feel good, like negative news, or some people, they probably have sometimes we're also surrounded by people who are toxic, in a way. They just come and talk to you and you just complain all the time. So not to say that we want to put a stop, but probably we try to shorten it instead of letting it go for hours and actually our energy get drained. Okay, so I hope that answers the first question of our guests asked today. Second question, just now you mentioned about by having stress, it actually also create health problem. So next question, guest asked, headaches and giddiness, could it be due to stress? Yeah.
Yes. Yes. But then let's not just blame it on stress. Okay, go for checkup first. Okay, if it's persisting, if it's getting you really it can't work, or you can't manage it, like you take your medication, it doesn't go away. Yes, it might be due to stress, but you must also go to the hospital and get it checked. Okay, go for the routine checkup. Again, make sure it is nothing organic, nothing that is medically. That means it's nothing more serious. Then okay, then we can say, oh yeah, it is due to stress. All right. Now, we can't just because a lot because these are the things where you know, stress could cause medical conditions. Okay, it could cause a lot of medical conditions. But again, get yourself tested also. That's why it's important to seek professional help.
Okay. Some even say that, due to stress, they have a heart palpitation, their heart beat faster,
Yeah.
they have a sweat, cold sweat. So it's actually to seek help, seek professional help first, and probably slowly eliminate whether it could be a hormonal situation and so on.
Probably. Or okay. So for when my patient comes to me and say like, okay, I have this, I have this, I have that. I don't know why. Okay. Assessment is like, okay, what did you do before that? What were you doing when before? Can you recall back when before having palpitation? What were you doing? Like, oh, I was just reading the news. See, the news is a triggering factor that is making you feel anxious. You're having this palpitation that is making you feel nervous. So it's something negative. Okay. So let's try and start, as I said, start your day positively. Start your day being thankful. Deep breathing, so that it could lead to a positive day.
Yeah, so agree with you that having the gratitude is important to be thankful and happy to have a positive mindset. So what we're doing now to our guests who have joined us, that we are answering questions that we received from the registration form by Miss Putri. If you have any question, please feel free to put it up. We can see the question popping up in the chat box. Okay, next question we have for Miss Putri is, what are the strategies to deal with stress or distress?
Okay, what are the strategies? Right. Okay. So just now we have shared about how to cope, right? So number one is don't be too hard on yourself. Take some time off. Okay. Take some time off, meaning let's just one day forget that COVID ever happened. You see, meaning have fun with your family at home. You see, do some things things as a family that you feel that that you used to do. Say for example, you used to have big family lunches. Organize that virtually. Okay, prepare food. Okay, prepare nice, set your table nicely. Not like you're expecting guests. You see, those are the things that just create different moods, different ambiance. Okay, like then set your computer. Say, okay, we're gonna have virtual dinner or virtual lunch. Have a good laugh, have a good chat. Watch something funny, something happy, or those kind of things. So it's like you do you. You make things better for you. You can't expect people to say, oh, to change to change things that say, oh, it's not it's nothing, not everything's gonna be fine. You see, you have to make the things be fine. See, so those are the things how you can handle. As I said just now, relax. I think one of the things I did to overcome my stress at one point, because we have like kids pool, just a small kids pool. The kids enjoy it. Sometimes, and I was just jokingly saying that, oh, it would be nice for me to just sit in the pool. I mean, I feel like just being in the swimming pool, and I was like, what? Why not? So I just went into the pool and just play water with my kids for a good 1 hour, and it's the feeling after that is just so amazing. It's just like, okay, yeah, I think we need to do this more often. Have movie nights with your loved ones, like online, even if you're living alone. Have movie nights with friends, with your family. I used to do it also with my nieces and nephews, with my children as well. Like we on the computer and then we have the movie nights, and then we just have a great laugh, like nice happy movies, or even the old ones, just to create a good positive environment.
Okay, so the strategy is do the activities that make you feel good, connect with the people that you love and you care, and then laugh together. So for those, what about those who have like so much work? They have so much work to do, and I think handling young kids, parents with young kids in this pandemic, in this lockdown, think they probably has the toughest. I mean, that's my opinion, because children, they probably are young and they have to go for their online lessons, and the parents have to manage their work as well. Yeah. What are the one strategy that you think that the parents can do?
Okay, yes, I'm like that. I have my kid using online, having online classes every day. And it's as early as 7:40 a.m. And I'm like, seriously? And I have my work also. Okay, so what I do is managing the time. Have a schedule, you see. So I think what works best for me, and my opinion for me and my kids, is that before going to sleep, I tell him that, okay, you have a class at so and so and so, stay with it, or if I have something to do online, because I work at home sometimes, or sometimes I go to the hospital, I say I have something to do, but you have to manage it, you see, you have to try. So if you don't know, it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. If you don't know, it's fine. If the teacher keeps on asking, if you feel that it's too much, fine. Okay, relax. Don't put pressure on yourself. Don't put pressure on your child. Okay, I'm talking about, because my son is only 8 years old. Okay, and he's been on like since standard 1 until now, it's online learning. I cannot expect a lot from him, and I can't expect. Now, if that is for me, but similar to other children outside, okay, it's so difficult to ask them to get and absorb everything online without, physical contact, without face-to-face.
Yes, that's right.
Just put yourself in their shoes, okay? Right. You can't, so can they? If they can, good, very good. But there's no point of stressing yourself out. There's no point stressing your kids. Now, for you, how do you juggle work and kids? Say, if you have the time, your work, okay, your work, say from this time to this time, have a break. Have a break. Now, if you're in the office, if you go to work, you have your morning coffee break, right? 10 o'clock or so. Take that time. Make sure it's also a coffee break for you at home. I always tell my patients, if you had your coffee break at 11, have your coffee break at 11 also when you do online working. Don't schedule for meetings at 11. If you're the boss lah, if you're the person, you have to follow. But after that, take a coffee break. And then you have your lunch break. Take the lunch break. Don't skip the routine just because you're all at home. And even for bosses, I told bosses, why you do that? Why you make your workers like that? You see, don't do that. You see, you're just making them feel stressed and feel very, very, overwhelmed. So you as a boss also must set the boundaries. Okay. So I know, because some people think that, oh, you know what, it's so difficult to tell my boss that I can't do it. You have to. You have to. You say, yeah, but what if I get my appraisal and I'll get into trouble? Okay, yes, you will, but then okay, let's manage it. Let's have not to say you are saying that, no, I don't want to do my work. No, it's not that. It's like confront that, I'm so sorry, I'm having a bit of a struggle here. How can we do it? How can we adjust it? How can you get what you want and I get what I want? Discuss it. If it doesn't work, then we need to try other solution as well. It's case to case basis.
Yeah, I love your advice on having that clear, transparent communication with the people you work with, especially with your boss or superior, because everyone is having a personal struggle, and everyone, they manage it differently. Some with kids, some without kids, some with young kids, some with older kids. Okay, so it's important to tell out. I think reaching out is important to tell people that I'm having this problem. How can you help me to help myself, or how can I help myself to ensure that our work can continue to be efficient, productive? Yeah. Let's bring to our next question on children, on mental health. We have a question: how to manage children's mental health being away from school? They prefer classroom attendance, face-to-face contact, because right now they're all stuck at home with their online lesson for so long.
Yeah. How to manage it? As I said, don't put pressure on them. Don't push them. Sit there. Listen to your teacher, what your teacher say. Answer the question. Also, I sometimes do that.
Yes.
My kid go like, I go like, are you listening? And then when I realized it, I'm like, yeah, okay lah, never mind lah. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. It's like, but every day, at the end of the day, I will always tell my son, okay, I will always tell my son, say that, okay, you know what, it's difficult now. I cannot help it. I cannot help it. But then, and I cannot ask you not to, okay, stop, going to school because you need it. You want to be smart. You want to learn new things. I know it's a bit difficult to learn like this, but this is how it is right now. Okay, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that it's not gonna be. It's gonna be like this forever. Okay, so you have to teach them, like saying that, telling them, okay, this is a situation. It is so dangerous outside because that's why the school has to be closed. You know, nowadays I think, okay, kids need to know the real thing. I mean, communicating, again, communication. But you don't communicate, but you don't tell them, oh, you see a lot of people dying. No, you're just making them scared and fear. No, it's just saying that, okay, it's a bit difficult. The situation is a bit tricky. The COVID-19 is serious than what we thought. But a lot of people are working on it. The scientists are finding ways to find new drugs, to know vaccines. So I tell them to, because as you almost also because what they hear also is like people dying, of this. But you have to instill hope. You have to tell them, but these are the positive things, you see. And then I think one day one of my sons saying that, woke up in the morning, Ma, I think I want to become a scientist. What? Oh, because I want to help to cure COVID. Okay, that's a good thing. Even more, then you have to go to school. You have to learn about science. You have to learn about what the science stuff. Like you have to know all that. I said, oh, okay, right. So you have to know maths, you have to know English, you have to know Malay, those kind of things. So it's like, oh, okay. So again, the motivation will go up, and then one day the motivation will go down. It's normal. It's normal. But don't get frustrated. If you see that, if you sense that, just relax. Step back and say, okay, it's okay. You're tired from the online learning. Okay, we'll continue later. Okay, so sometimes for me, although I have a schedule for my kids, but if they can't do it, we just let it go. Say, okay, I'll be more, you do it next time. You do it, you not the next time, you do it tomorrow, or you do it when you're okay with it, something like that.
Having the communication with the children is important, so that they understand that COVID-19 is real, and this situation, of course, we hope is only a temporary, because we have heard cases of young children. They don't understand why I cannot play football with my friends, why I cannot go out. So perhaps I think another idea would be maybe have some Zoom meeting together with their friends so that they can do something fun as well.
Yeah, I tried that. I tried that, but then one of one of the things is watching movie with your friend, with the cousins, you see, playing the Roblox, you see, but with supervision. One thing about the online games is also need supervision. That is something that parents must be alerted, like Roblox, Minecraft, all that. It has to be with supervision. So I think, that's a good idea. It's something that is always good when they know other people. So it's those are the good ideas with it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next question we have, I think, has been similar to a previous question, been answered. The C-19 pandemic has a major effect on our lives. Many of us are facing challenges that can be stressful and cause strong emotions. I'm facing this difficulty life because of COVID-19. How to cope with stress in a healthy way? I think earlier Miss Putri have already explained that. I hope that answer to our guests. Next question, how do we overcome anxiety? Anxiety and stress, what would be the difference?
Okay, so of course, and stress is something that, as I said just now, right, we have discussed that just now, stress, and it could lead to symptoms of anxiety. Now, symptoms of anxiety are palpitation, sweating of the palm, what else? Feeling of choking of the, you feel like choking, you feel like you're too dizzy, migraine, those kind of things. So those are the symptoms of anxiety. All right. Yes, but there are also different types of anxiety. We have panic attacks, we have generalized anxiety disorder, we have different diagnosis for anxiety. Okay, so those are the differences between, and those are anxiety. All right. How do we overcome anxiety? Now, when you know you have anxiety, okay, stress is something that you can manage it. All right. So when you are, these symptoms of anxiety won't go away just like that. Okay. So that is when you need to seek help. Okay. You have to seek help, meaning you have to see a counselor, or you see a psychologist, clinical psychologist, or a psychiatrist. Some symptoms of anxiety will need some medication, anti-anxiety, okay, because of the palpitation, all right, or because of the negative thinking, all right. So when you come with anxiety, say for example, normal things that not normal, like normal people suffer from GAD, generalized anxiety disorder, okay, where you worry about worrying, you worry about little things, you worry about this, you worry about little things, and it's just, and this anxiety, what it differs from stress is because anxiety can cause you to not able to function. Disruption in terms of functioning. You can't do your work, you can't sleep, you can't eat. This is anxiety. Okay, now this is when you have to come and seek medical help, seek professional help. Okay, that means what we do is when you see psychiatrist, or probably they will prescribe you with anti-anxiety medication. Then you will also see a psychologist. What we do is we will have a cognitive behavioral therapy. We'll do intervention. Okay, it's a session. It's an intervention of an 8 session where we'll work on the negative automatic thought. So it's a long story. It's a different type of story. It's a different intervention. So yeah, if you suffer from anxiety, if you think you might, because it might develop from overly stressed, okay, with this anxiety. Now remember, anxiety is when you are unable to function as usual. That means you can't work. I mean, your work is disrupted, your study is disrupted, and your daily life is disrupted. That means, you can't eat, you have no appetite, or you can't sleep at all. For 2 weeks, you can't sleep. Your sleeping pattern just, no matter how hard you try, you just can't. The symptoms are just too extra or too big that you just can't handle.
Wow, that's a very good knowledge to know on the difference of stress, anxiety, because I think I could probably identify some of people that I know that they probably have an anxiety issue because their daily functions affected, especially with sleep, right? Or with heart palpitation that they felt that they couldn't control. Okay, so the main thing is to seek help, to see a professional to get a proper diagnosis. Okay, next question. How about best advice to someone who is depressed?
Depressed.
Which is different from anxiety.
Depression is also something that you have to seek, because depression is even depression, the symptoms are low mood, again, disrupt in sleeping, or too much sleep that they just can't wake up. They just feel so tired, their body feels so heavy that they couldn't wake up. And again, depression is when you cannot function, disruptive in daily living, studying, and working. That means no matter if they are there, they online class, but they just look at there, nothing happens. Nothing is absorbed. Okay, that they can't do anything. Okay, that means it's just the feeling of helpless, hopeless, too sad. That everything is just, and they will have crying spells. They just they prefer to be alone. They don't want to see anyone. Then is something that then these are the symptoms of depression. Okay. So yeah. So these are the symptoms where it could last for 2 weeks. Okay, for a duration of 2 weeks, similar to anxiety as well. Okay, similar because these are the symptoms of it. Yeah. of 2 weeks, and then yeah, that's when I think person around them have to consult them and say, you know what, I think you need to go see a psychologist or psychiatrist. Okay, so for if you see a psychiatrist, they will give you a medication to say to help you with the mood. Okay, because there is also a chemical imbalance in the brain or in the body that could cause that the really low mood that you just, there's nothing much you can do just to have something like a little bit of a booster to help with the mood.
So if you identify anyone who's depressed or have anxiety, the best thing is to advise them to see a professional. Yeah, but do you have any patient who refuse to see a professional? They're probably in a denial to say, I'm okay, it's not too bad. I just like to complain or cry a lot.
In this situation, sorry.
Yep. Can you hear us?
Okay, I'm
I think the line a bit
hello?
patchy. Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you, yes.
Oh, I think I'm losing connection.
Are you able to hear us? Probably take a few seconds. Yeah, my area is raining very heavily. I'm not sure about other places. I think the sky is quite dark today. Yep.
Okay, yeah. I'm
back,
so
Miss Putri, you're back. No worries, you're back. Now you're clear.
Okay. I'm so sorry. I think can I just stop sharing the screen?
Yeah, sure. Yes.
Yeah, I think if we can.
Yes, probably that's better without sharing the screen.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Yes.
Is this better?
Yes, it's better. Yeah, we can hear you clearly. I can hear you clearly.
Great. Yeah, sorry. I didn't get your question at all. I expected from
yeah, just now we were talking about if you know anybody who, and you're saying that during this time, people are actually more open to see for mental health related issues, could be a psychiatrist or a psychologist. Yeah, you mentioned that they are quite openly to see that they are not in denial or refuse to see a doctor.
Yes, I think, and it's important also for us as adults to notice this, to identify this also to our children, especially adolescents. I think adolescents are having difficult time also in coping. My kid is so small, but it's not in the adolescent period, but there are adolescents I see and which they say that, I'm fine, but then parents detect that they are in the room all the time, they're not coming out, they don't want to have they refuse to have meals with the family, those kind of things. So yeah, I do find, and then they get very angry if parents send them to say, you know what, I think you need to see a psychologist, those kind of things. So these are the things where you can get in, they're in denial. They think that, oh no, there's nothing wrong with me, but seek help. Yeah.
Okay, because some parents also have that denial as well. They thought that my kid is just being difficult. He's actually nothing's wrong.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Next question. Actually, this is I think it's a family dispute. Say that a woman is going crazy. American husband and mother-in-law voice out they have been planned many years to take away all kids from her. How to overcome this type of mental torture? So I think it's more of a family dispute that our guests would like to get your advice.
Sorry, what's the situation again? The parents?
Yeah, the American husband and mother-in-law voice out they've been planning for years to they've been planning many years to take away all 3 kids from her. So I guess the woman because potentially of losing 3 kids, how to overcome this type of mental torture? I guess
woman? I think in that situation, I think you can come personally to me and then we can have a discussion on that.
Yeah.
Yes. If it's your friend, you can just bring your friend, because I mean, again, just touching on that, there are a few cases that I see also where something like this family that they cannot one of the father, I think it was a situation where the father wants to bring the child back to the home country because of the pandemic situation, you see. They have been separated, so they want the child to stay there, but the mother wants to, but the mother was causing a lot of the mother was very stressful about it. So yeah, I think the mother needs anyone in that situation needs a support therapy, I would say. Yeah. sometimes, yeah, Amy, I think what people don't know also is that you don't come and see a psychologist when you're sick or when you feel you have anxiety or depression or too stressed. No, sometimes when you just need some extra support, meaning that when you tell someone outsider, not your family member, your problems or your worries or your difficulties, it gives it lifts your a little bit of your weight, the weight inside yourself, to yourself. It lifts a bit, it gives you definitely it gives you a lot sense of relief, you see. So sometimes it's not just only when you have symptoms that you come, it's just support and ideas, or like brainstorming, like how to get things right, how to manage it, so sometimes it's good, sometimes people need that also. And I think that is something what people need to know also, that is also mental health, you see, not just anxiety, depression, anxiety. It's just support. Supportive therapy, it works best. That's how you sustain good mental health. You see?
I agree with you, especially for someone who don't have their own groups. Sometimes we have our support groups. Some have mommy groups, some have parents group, or some have their hobbies group where they actually discuss a lot about matters and personal matters as well. So for a person who need that support or seek that support, I think it's a good idea to, like you mentioned, to see a psychologist, and you don't have to have symptoms until it's too serious before you seek professional help.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now we have our questions. In our last 4 questions in the chat box.
Okay.
I think the first question was already answered similar. Doctor, throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, various problems occur such as job loss, no income, and the saddest is when we get the news that a relative or a friend died because of COVID-19. It seems like life is worthless. This is what makes us depressed. What's the best way to control stress? You have mentioned that earlier, so I hope this participant have got her answer already. Next question. What can we do in the moment when we feel overwhelmed? This is also similar to a question we asked earlier. Yeah, but anything to add on? Okay, Miss Putri?
Yeah, I think going back to the bad news, bad news of you receiving say for example, people that died of COVID-19, you see grieving now. For me, okay, the best way is allow yourself to grieve. Be sad about it. Yes, you lost someone, you dear friend or a family member that you're really close to, someone that is really matter to you. Allow yourself to grieve, allow yourself to be sad, and allow yourself to feel whatever that you try, basically like whatever that you want to feel that time. Okay, allow that. I think most problem now, I think people are not being given a chance to have a closure, say like they get admitted and they're in the ICU, and then suddenly it's just they died of COVID, and there's no closure, there's no sense of that closure, you see. So it means that, and when people say, oh yeah, luckily I have video call the person, whatever, not, but then it might not be satisfying, it might not be the best way. It might not be the best way, but that's the only way that is available. Okay, accept that. Okay, so understanding grieving process is also important. Say, for example, yes, you'll be in denial, you'll be in anger mode, you'll be in a depressed mode, you'll be in, lastly, you will have the acceptance to accept the fact. Okay, but don't say that, okay, yeah, I'm fine, yeah, you may need some, at least 1 to 2 days to really, okay, grieve that, grieve, feel the emotion, cry if you need to, be sad about it. But then after that, say that, okay, take a deep breath, things must still go on. I have my life. I mean, God has still give my life still. I mean, I have my loved ones to take care of. This is what I need to focus. So when you allow yourself to feel whatever that is needed to feel, then you will tend to accept things better. Okay. Now, again, Also, I'm also want to stress, and also I think I want to spread the message here also to people that you know who have lost their loved ones. I think it's also important for them to seek help in psychologically, to basically to help and support them to cope. Okay, because sometimes you might think that oh, she's okay, oh, she's fine, oh, he's fine, he's strong, he's good, you know, he's resilient, but no, this is a difficult situation, this is in the difficult time. You see, I have a lot of cases also that I heard that, oh, you know, she just lost her mother, she just lost her sister, and she's living alone in KL. You know, the family is in Kedah or in Penang, you know, those kind of things, and they, you know, she's alone here. You see, so I think bosses, employers need to be aware of all this, and they need to be to support this. They need to call them up, you know, have a chat and say, if you have no knowledge, I mean, just to support. And I think if you, I mean, encourage them to seek help. I think that's the best thing to do.
Yes, totally agree that to allow yourself or your friends to advise them to grieve and to cope, yeah, to seek help. Okay, I hope that's explained. That helps to answer our guest question for today. How about this question? What can we do in the moment when we feel overwhelmed?
In the moment when you're overwhelmed, stop doing whatever you're doing.
Take a deep breath.
Take a deep breath, relax, close your eyes, you know, go to somewhere quiet, okay, turn on the good, nice music, relaxing music. This is what I also do for myself when I get too overwhelmed with housework, work, kids and everything. I'm a human being too, okay, I feel things too. So this is what I do. I will go into my room, switch off everything. Not to switch, I mean, you know, switch off as in your life, switch, I mean, you know, things that you're doing, switch it off. Two things that I will do, okay? I will turn on the aircon, make sure it's not too hot, it's not too cold, switch on the music that I like, relaxing, and just breathe. Breathe in, breathe out as long as I want. I think for good 15 minutes, 20 minutes, I'll be fine. After that, that's number one, tip number one. Tip number two, stop everything what you're doing, go into the shower and take a hot, nice shower, or take a cold shower. So just sit in there under the shower for good 5-10 minutes. It's as though as when you visualize it, as though as all the water makes all the worries, your concern being washed away. That's my tip.
Good. Okay, these very good two tips. I think all of us probably need that now. That if you feel stressed or you feel overwhelmed, there's just too much going on. Okay, I just need to stop everything and walk away. Because you know, every time when I feel like that, overwhelmed, I tell myself that okay, the world will not collapse without the 10 minutes that I'm not doing work. You know, sometimes we felt that, you know, we just have to be ongoing, running every day. But okay, I'll just take a 10 minutes break. Yeah, but the shower is a good tip. Okay, so next time I shall do that too. Okay, our final last two questions. How to balance between working from home and handling kids' Zoom class for a 5-year-old?
As I said, don't take things hard on yourself. No, 5-year-old, you know, I'll just, you know, every time when my kids give, you know, comments, I'll just look at it and say, okay, it's okay.
Let it go. Okay, yeah, don't be too stressed. Yeah. Last question that we have. Yep. Yeah, you think?
But if you feel that you want to correct that at that time, so, you know, just tell them, you know what, you know, just a little bit more, you know, relax, you know, or get them, you know, just you pujuk them lah, you know, pujuk yourself, pujuk them. It's like, lagi, you know, relax a bit, you know, and then after that you can do whatever you want to do. Like that.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, I think all parents or maybe grandparents as well, they're having this issue. They start pujuk, bribing, then punishment, and then become Godzilla. Yeah, it's a tough time for everybody, even for the children.
You know what? Even my father is very stressed out with my son not doing work. I said, Paul, relax. He's only 5. I mean, I have a son that's 5 and 7, 8. He's only 5. He's only 8. Don't be too bothered, you know, but he can't read. It's okay. And then he go like, and he's like, oh, your mother doesn't mind. He's like, you know what? It's okay. I mean, and then I'll just give him something that, you know what, you know, it's so difficult. You want to teach a child at the age of this online, you know, teacher also very stressed. I said, it's okay, relax. He will know it eventually. Let's just give him some time. He will. Trust me, So yeah. So he'll go like, I don't know lah.
Then he also need to have a deep breath breathing
Yes.
because it's
Yes.
too
And then
much.
I'll say, Pa, why don't you go to the garden and just look at the trees or look at the birds or whatever, Yeah.
Okay. So the last question that we have for Miss Putri today is, can overstress or always sleep late after midnight or in the early morning can contribute to Bell's palsy?
Okay, Bell's palsy it's also the neurological problems, right? So
That's
I
right.
think that is more of medical side of it. Okay, to say that could it cause, I cannot give comments on that. All right, but stress, I think it could affect a lot of other medical conditions as we discussed just now, and it might trigger, it might worsen, it might, as I said just now. So Bell's palsy is also a medical condition. So yes, overstress, it could cause other medical conditions. And yes, but to be specifically say that it could cause Bell's palsy, I cannot give comment on that. All right, because it's more of medical side, right?
Yes.
But yes, in general, overstress and poor sleep, poor appetite, poor eating habit, it could definitely contribute to your medical condition.
Yeah, because when you're stressed, your immune system is weakened as well. So that's actually exposed to infections. Yeah.
Yeah, all that.
Okay. All right. So I want to say a huge thank you for such a wonderful sharing by Miss Putri today. Okay, thank you so much, especially in this difficult time, for sharing what you have shown to us earlier, how to release stress, and also answering all questions, okay, all our guest questions so patiently. So what I put here is actually almost similar to what Miss Putri shared earlier on her beautiful picture and location of a clinic. Okay, because I got it from a Gleneagles website. Feel free to make an appointment if you like to see Miss Putri on a personal note. Okay, so this is our feedback form. Please take out your phone to scan this QR code to let us know what you like about Miss Putri's sharing for today. Okay, and we will pass a message to her. Okay, I will put this up again later. Okay, so our talk is sponsored by Gleneagles Hospital Kuala Lumpur. Thank you so much to Gleneagles Hospital, especially to Sarina, the marketing team who has been with us for a very long time. We started having this collaboration with Gleneagles since April 2020. And today has been the 24th episode. And it's actually for more than 1 year. Started off with the initial idea of just giving back to the society, to the group, okay, to our clients and friends, because we're all stuck at home, but has been going strong every month. Thank you so much to our regular participants who have been coming back every month. Thank you so much. Okay, please follow their social media website in Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn as well to get more information. And they have a lot of interesting information on health, vaccination, and so on. Okay, so the Pioneers Financial Services, okay, are part of Prudential. So this is a Prudential Malaysia Insurance Malaysia Berhad, and so Pru Biasa Takafu. And we have a good news for all our Prudential clients that Prudential medical coverage cover COVID-19 admission to private hospital. So there is a TNC. Okay, speak to your friendly Prudential wealth planner, or you can message us or message myself, and we can give you more information after today. All right. Okay, so our next health talk is going to be 12th of September. It's a Sunday, 3 o'clock. So our talk has been always on a Sunday, 3 o'clock. And the topic is a common hand injuries, which I think is such a common situation happen now because we are always on our phone, on our mouse. So we have people having their wrists being injured because they were on a keyboard so frequent. Okay, our speaker is from Gleneagles, Clement. Okay, Mr. Clement is going to be with us in September. Okay, so come join us, register now so that you won't miss out for next month. Okay, so this is me. All right, have been a pleasure to be a host for this past 1.5 years. Okay, follow me or add me in Instagram or Facebook so they get updates, okay, on our talks and also on other information on financial planning. Okay, so this is the group that have been supporting our team, the Pioneers. So we have our co-hosts here that have been supporting the talk. So thank you so much for everyone's support in our talk. All right, so looking forward to meet everyone next month. Okay, do give us a feedback and also join us for our next talk. Thanks again, everyone. Thank you so much. Thanks again, Ms. Putri. Thank you so much. Thanks, Arina. Thanks, everyone. Stay safe. Have a fantastic rest of a Sunday. Okay, take good care. All right.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.